because I'm not. All right. How do I pronounce your name?
Genia, like genius,
Genia.
but Genia. Yeah.
Genia.
Yeah.
Well, Genia, welcome to the show today. It's a pleasure to have you on. And to kick things off, tell everyone a little bit about your journey. It's fascinating to me and how you got involved in investing in venture capital and to focus on femtech. I'll let you have the floor to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Okay. So I think that my career is not typical because I started from getting a PhD and I spent 13 years in science.
Hmm.
And I was trying to find a cure for Parkinson's disease. So I took a sample of skin cells from my hand, transformed it into stem cells, and then transformed it into dopaminergic neurons. And my PhD and my postdoc was all about that, how to find the specific ingredients, to help people with Parkinson's disease with genetic mutations feel better and to not accumulate different like bad proteins in the body that actually harmful for neurons, but then to support them and to support the normal lifestyle. But my salary was $500 per month, and it was definitely not enough to travel all around the world. So I was thinking that probably I need to help science in some other way because scientists are like seems to lack money, and probably entrepreneurs are lacking scientific-based ideas and like creative ideas. And that's why I decided to move into business. But I was organizing different events for scientists and business. And my first idea was to organize hackathons. And usually people think about hackathons as um, different competitions for developers that are trying to hack the website or like ruin some databases. But I decided to use this tool and invite scientists, data scientists, and entrepreneurs to actually create MVPs of different AI-based products. And first, I was doing that in Europe, and then in 2019, end of 2019, I came to United States, and I helped organizing these events in America. And altogether, it was around 50,000 people who participated all of my events. My company became Google Community Partner, and Google was flying me and my team to Mountain View to participate in the events. I became top 60 AI influencers in Europe, and I was working a lot with corporate companies and with venture capital funds, and together with growth stage AI startups. And at some point, I understood that I'm very curious about venture capital business, how it works, what is the driver for the evolution in this industry. And it turns out that my visa in America got expired, and I was looking for another market to land. And I found UAE because there is a lot of money here, it's a growing market, and they are definitely lacking AI expertise. And 2022, I came in Dubai, and I just understood that this business which I was building, it's not for UAE because there is a huge competition with Indian and Pakistan developers because like the market is already built this way. And I understood that a lot of companies are raising capital here. And I was thinking that B2B business, which I was into for 7 years, and investor relations, it's practically the same.
Hmm.
So you're kind of selling something, but not with a check of $15,000, but let's say $1 million or $5 million. And I got acquainted with a lot of venture capital funds here, fund managers, associates, investor directors. And I also participated in an educational platform, educational project, educational program by VC Lab, which is created by Founders Institute in America. It was an online program that aimed to create more first-time fund managers. and it was a year ago, and it was probably one of the most interesting educational programs I've ever participated. I was so excited to be a part of VC Lab family, and I started to invest myself. First, I invested in VC fund in Dubai. Then I invested in a pre-seed company, Naya from UK. It's HR tech company. And then the next was American Fund, RPV. It's AI-backed also fund. They are investing in a lot of deep tech companies. And the last for now, it was also AI company led by a woman. And so right now I just understood that my personal investment focus is I'm investing in early stage companies that are led by women, that are creating impact, and that are backed by AI. So here I am.
That sounds great. What do you love about the game? What do you love about AI? And what intrigues you about it? And where do you see our society going with it?
You know, AI, I really loved AI because first it was a hype. I really wanted to be a part of a hype because I really want to be somewhere like on the edge of like technology development.
Hmm.
And it usually attracts a lot of very smart people all around the world. And I remember that I was enjoying participating in different conferences in Palo Alto, and it was the NVIDIA GTC conference, and then it was MIT conferences on AI, and all of them, like all the people, like Elon Musk, everyone are there, and you definitely want to be a part of this network or part of this party, you know.
Hmm.
But then later, I understood that I really know a lot about data, about products that are built on this data. I can understand where, like, which the algorithm can really create value for the business. But because sometimes people are using AI just for the sake of AI, because they think that they can raise the valuation of the company, but just with this algorithm, just by implementing. And especially with ChatGPT development, I think every single business can afford using AI and call themselves AI company, which they're not. So, but I really love the game, as you said, the game of numbers, maybe money, because I really see it how, let's say, you are building a product, and then you need to understand where, like, which problem are you trying to tackle, right? And then you need to understand how to get as much clients as you can in short amount of time with a very short amount of money. And some people really play this game very smart. They are cracking the code. They are doing so lot of interesting things. Let's say the company which I invested, Naya, they were using a very old instrument which calls crowdfunding, and they try to raise capital. So I know that they opened a special instrument which calls SPV, which allows you to collect money from every single person that want to invest. Let's say you want to invest $500. You can invest $500. And usually people think that investing, it requires you to have a lot of money. Let's say the game starts from $100,000 or maybe from $1 million. No, you can be an investor having just $500. Yeah, and I really love people who are so open-minded and that are testing different instruments to raise capital or to get new clients on board or to, develop business in many ways. So that's why I really love venture capital.
How are you using leverage to make it happen? How does leverage come into play?
Which leverage?
Well, with your current company and AI, what kind of leverage are you using to make all this happen?
Okay, I think I know what you're asking for. So I think that everything, like the game starts from something that people think which is outstanding. So let's say I know that there are some topics that really attract attention right now. So AI is still one of these topics. But for me, I really like to support women, and I see, especially in MENA region, like in very conservative region, when you speak about supporting women founders, that is definitely a leverage. So I will give you an example. I came to an idea that I really want to collect all female investors in the region. And I started just collecting lists of investors from different funds, managing partners, GPs, and different like investment directors. So I first published the list on my LinkedIn with women leaders in VC in UAE, United Arab Emirates. And obviously it got a lot of attention. So next country which I choose is Saudi. Saudi known, like I would probably ask you, what do you know about Saudi? But probably you know something that this is the country where women got rights to drive a car not a lot of time ago, like several years ago. And when people think about women that are investing in Saudi, what? Like, what is going on? Something is wrong here. So I need to say that that was probably one of my most engaging posts, list of women investors in Saudi. It got 109,000 reach. It was reposted, I don't know, maybe over 100 times. And people were adding me on LinkedIn. I received, I think, around 2,000 incoming connections. And they were bombing like every single hour or minute, even during the night. So Europe, then Asia, then United States, 2 days in a row. Yeah, so that is definitely something that you can use.
Yeah, I mean, as a female entrepreneur, what obstacles do you encounter in the business world? I mean, and how do you navigate through them?
You know, I actually, I think that I was answering this question a million times, to be quite honest. And me personally, I don't feel that I have some like certain obstacles because I'm super social. I'm not waiting for invitation to, you know, open the door. I'm opening by myself. But I know that a lot of women are a little bit more shy, or maybe they're coming from the background or from the culture where they are waiting for invitation, or they are waiting for someone to share the place with them, right? So maybe for them, it could be a little bit challenging, maybe not a little bit. So like what I'm doing right now, my main thing is that I'm introducing founders to investors. And basically, I'm a person who is generating leads. And for this character, I need to be super like catchy personality, right? Like, I don't know, sometimes I'm just using red lipstick on the conferences here in Arab Emirates, which really attracts attention. Also, I'm wearing short hair, which is super rare for this region as well. So people see me, and that is the main thing for me. So first, people see me, they want to interact with me, they want to add me on LinkedIn. Then after that, they understand that I'm doing investor relations. Then they invited me to the office, we're having business communication. And then after that, I'm introducing them to founders, to female founders who probably not that active and not that social like me. So yeah, I don't feel like that, you know, I'm lacking something, but I know that some people are like really struggle.
What's the approach to networking and for fundraising from your experience? Just be different, or, you know, walk in and open yourself up. What do you do for networking and for fundraising?
Yes, this is a very good question because I use all instruments. And I hear a lot that people say, oh, you know, cold outreach is not working. No, it is working. I'm using cold outreach in LinkedIn, cold outreach in emails. I'm doing cold outreach in WhatsApp. I'm doing cold callings. I'm visiting every single conference in the region. And I'm using my network. I have 15,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I also ask my friends to share their databases. So everything at once. And let's say to close a deal, you need to get at least 20 calls with different investors. Let's say I'm getting 2 to 5 calls from emails, 2 to 5 calls from LinkedIn, and so on. I'm constantly growing my network on LinkedIn. I'm posting some very useful information there. I'm doing different live streams, and people like that I'm sharing a lot of content. I'm trying to connect them. And I think that still my favorite is visiting conferences. To be quite honest, I really have one of the tools. I also want to share it here. So several months ago, here in Abu Dhabi, where I'm living right now, the government of UAE invited Sam Altman, and he was here in ADGM. This is Abu Dhabi Global Market. It's kind of a chamber of commerce in Abu Dhabi. So it wasn't a presentation. He was on the stage and he said, "Okay, ask questions." And I'm not shy. I asked, I think it was the second question. I would say I would probably ask the first, but someone just pulled the microphone. So, and what I'm doing usually, I'm standing up and usually I start speaking about myself. Like, "Hi, my name is Genia Xasis. I'm co-founder of Berkana VC." And like something about what we are doing, and here is my question, and then I ask the question. So when I present myself, a lot of people who are listening to me and they understand what I do, and then after the presentation, they surround me and we are getting contracts or collaborations or partnerships. So this is my way to present myself in front of the huge audience.
So have you ventured into, obviously, I'm in commercial real estate. I own commercial real estate throughout the United States. Have you ventured into real estate investments alongside your activities with Femtech and VC?
No, not yet, but I'm thinking about it. And that probably is because for the person who is super dedicated to this VC field, I definitely need to think about balancing my portfolio. And I think that probably that would be a next step, because I know that so people who are doing VC, sometimes they have exits in 2 years or in 3 years or maybe in 4. And this money they use to invest in different kind of portfolio with different exit strategy or dividend strategy. And obviously, like I count myself super young still and very active, but I am absolutely sure that at some point I really want to go to retirement, or maybe to have a passive income, or maybe at some point I want I don't know, the like portfolio which is funding my like covering my daily routine, some things, and maybe I can build another career, which is a singer or I don't know, a ballet dancer or whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
So what are some of the unique challenges or opportunities you've encountered when investing in startups? Are they that are unique to Femtech? I mean, what are those unique challenges or opportunities?
It's not challenges, but I think it is not. Let's say so. The question probably should be asked like, what is my source of startups, right? And I use just one source, which is my LinkedIn. So when I share information about the company who I helped with fundraising, that attracts attention of very active LinkedIn users that are texting to me. And I remember in November, I organized a live stream and I invited several investors in Femtech, a GP from 500 Startups Saudi, Amal, and then it was Techstars managing partner from Paris, Rafael, and then one American VC who owns $20 million venture capital fund that is allocated for female-led startups. I remember that it actually attracted a lot of attention, but I think around 200 people participated in this event from all around the world. And when I asked them to check where are they located right now, it was, I think, 50 different countries or maybe even more. But not a lot of companies are very mature so that I understand that, okay, I can invest my money into it. Or sometimes if they are, then I'm not a famous investor, right? So who am I? Like, I just started my journey. I'm investing like a year ago. I started it in, I think February was my first investment. So they definitely want to have smart money other than just money. My added value is that I really have a big network, and I'm trying to, let's say, if I'm investing a check, then I'm inviting several more angel investors in the deal. And that's probably it. But some sophisticated investors from America, they probably can add a lot more value. Let's say if this is a B2B company, maybe they can introduce the founder to corporate companies in America, or maybe they can help somehow with different other experts that are leading the company to IPO, or I don't know, some other things. So I definitely shouldn't think about it. I've never thought about it. So
Well,
thank you for
what
this.
are some obstacles, common obstacles for femtech startups when they're looking to grow? What have you seen? Some of the issues and the obstacles they face.
So first, I definitely need to say that I think a lot of female founders at first need to be a little bit more decisive.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to kick off a program for early stage female founders together with my partner Christina,
Mm-hmm.
and we've heard a lot of stories that let's say when we were asking a question in a questionnaire, like what is your runway, they say, oh, we have money for, let's say, half a year. And the next question is, okay, what if you will not raise your investment round? What you would do? And the answer is, oh, we will try to manage it by our own resources and continue developing the company.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not business. It's just, I don't know, what is it? It's like freelancer, which is trying to kick off the, I don't know, creative idea or something like that. It's not business, right? So you need to close a round within a certain time frame. Otherwise, someone else will do it, and you are out of the market, out of your business. So definitely need to be a little bit more decisive. And what else? I've heard that female founders who are at the stage of Series A, they struggle with raising funds from managing partners, because especially if they're a solo female founder. So that's the issue in like we face right now. It is still there. I know that some funds right now are trying to raise amount of women who are writing checks,
Mm-hmm.
and also some female founders understood that probably they need to have a man co-founder to support them throughout all the journey, especially if this is tech startup. Let's say she's responsible for business or for fundraising, for sales. He could be responsible for tech side. And probably that's how it could work. Because right now, I know that there is just, so in my region, there is just 2% of female-led companies apply for accelerating programs. This is very low. And also it is just 12 to 13% of women who are leading venture capital funds and that are writing checks. This is also very low. It means that we are living in the world where men are building products for men and like products that are funded by men. So we obviously want to see more products that are built with woman vision.
And where do you envision femtech industry in the next 5 years then?
I would love to support more companies that are building products for education of women, especially here in MENA region,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe much more products for women health. Yeah, something like that. Because I think that people think that femtech is something about fashion or about beauty, nails, something like that. But no, it's not always like that.
So I want to switch topic to risk. Managing risk is something that you and I do on a daily basis. How do you assess and manage risk as an investor? And are there any unique risk management challenges, Genia, that are related to femtech startups you see?
I think that probably I'm not the right person to ask this question, because I have a huge appetite to risk and I'm not saving my backups. And my first investment, it was in venture capital fund. I knew the founders for a year. I invested this money and I lost this money in 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
$25,000. And then after that, I got into a court case, because I don't know if I can say it here on podcast. Maybe you can cut it off later. But I was trying to get my money back, and I met these founders, and I said, what the fuck? This is bullshit. Like, give my money back. And it's prohibited here in UAE. And so they filed, yeah, so that's not how it should be done. So yeah, I just try to to maybe build my investment strategy based on my knowledge of AI first, right? And then I also was building a company of tech recruitment company, and I also shared this information with you. So I think that I kind of know people and know like how to manage them. And I'm not thinking about risk, to be quite honest. I'm trying to estimate the product, the market potential, the founder, if I have chemistry, like business wise, with this person, and if I can, let's say, help this person with my network and with my resources. So these things that I'm looking into, but probably I should be more, I don't know, cautious about some things that I'm not thinking about right now. But yeah, so.
Well, do you have a defined set of investment criteria, Genia?
Investment criteria. Well, I think that during this year, I understood that I need to support female founders that are doing AI and that are building impact businesses. But before that, it was just out of random, I invested in these companies. So then, yeah, so right now, when someone is asking me, what is your fundraising, what is your investment focus, I name these 3 hashtags. But before, I was not thinking about it. I was just, so I met Holly, the founder of HR Tech Company. I was thinking, well, I really know a lot about tech recruitment. I know a lot about how LinkedIn works. So I think that I can relate to what she's doing, and especially because she had this sparkle, and I just understood that they really have core expertise in the team. They are developing company very fast, and that was it. So it just clicked, and that's how I invested my first check in the company, and then I invited several angels to invest as well. So that was the first. And the second company which I invested, I just knew the founder, and I'm also thinking that she's doing very, very interesting thing that helps a lot of women to. She's creating AI assistant for pregnant women, and the story behind it. So I think that I usually listen to the person and his or her story. And after that, I understand that, okay, I need to take this decision to invest.
So what advice would you give people out there, especially women out there, individuals or families seeking to build and preserve generational wealth through investments, particularly innovative sectors like femtech?
Well, I actually asked this question to my mentor, and he said that if you're investing in early stage, you definitely need to believe that this company can become a unicorn. And you need to understand how they're going to make it. So probably if you're asking this question to a founder, and then the founder is giving you the answer which you believe in, then that's the opportunity that you need to consider. Because sometimes founders are not thinking about that at all. Or sometimes you're thinking that, well, this company could be acquired on the second stage of investment. Let's say they raise pre-seed and then seed and then Series A, and then after that they acquired by some company, right? And it's also, let's say if you invested, I don't know, let's say $100,000 on the pre-seed, then the valuation raises, let's say, I don't know, let's say 6 times, right? And your portion of the money is also not 100K, but let's say 500K with dilution. And that's also a big money, right? But there is a lot of risks.
Well,
So
are there times where you feel overwhelming stress, and what underlying fears are driving that stress, and how do you channel that productively, Genia?
when I'm stressed,
When you're feeling that overwhelming stress, like we all do. I mean, all
yeah,
entrepreneurs, and we take risks. I mean, what do you feel your underlying fears are that are driving your stress?
It's very interesting because I actually the person who is suffering with anxieties, and I really tried to deal with it the whole December, and I tried to even I think that I even posted something on my Instagram. I'll check it very fast. So yeah, the first what I understood is that uh, I definitely like what was my routine, how to manage the stress. First, I checked all hormones, cortisol levels, and I tried to, because I'm scientist and because I have a PhD, to start from that. And the second, I was using supplements, which is GABA supplement and also magnesium glycinate. Probably I pronounce it a little bit wrong, not American way, but I hope people understand it. And then what actually helped me is breath work. And I know that a lot of people also know about different techniques. So the one which really helps me if I do a short inhalation
Mm-hmm.
and very slow inhale it's opposite, right? Inhale or exhale. So the long exhalation
Mm-hmm.
on a 7 count and short inhalation on 1
So
count.
short inhalation on 1
Yeah,
count, long.
yeah,
So give me an example. Can you show us?
yeah.
And you do that 7 times.
Do it as much times
And
as possible.
how many sets of 7 do you do?
I think it usually helps if you do 30 seconds to 1 minute, and after that, you became more present, and the anxiety really disappears.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it really works.
So
And what was the last? So yes, engaging in practices that connect you with your entire body, such as going to gym or
mhm.
getting massage, or asking some like your friend to rub your shoulders or something like that.
What what factor does fear play in motivating you? And what are you afraid of? And how do you channel that to be productive?
Mm. I think that my best fear is definitely FOMO because I think that probably I could do better, or I don't know, maybe sometimes I would be very honest. Sometimes I'm thinking that, well, probably I shouldn't leave America. Maybe it's like a little bit slow, everything here. The lifestyle is very good here in Abu Dhabi, and sometimes I just feel that I'm too comfortable, and especially because I was living in New York where everything is just so fast. People are running. Like in a month, you're already surrounded with a lot of friends who are introducing you to each other, taking you to different conferences, events. You are tired, but you feel that you're living your like best life and like your day is packed. So here is a little bit different. Everything is relaxed, very slow. You have your time to enjoy your life, to
Mhm.
go to the beach. I don't know, you can go to swimming pool during the day and then go back to work because your office is like 2 minutes from your home. So sometimes I'm thinking maybe I should, drop it and come back to United States and crush it, like my career, all that. But yeah, probably that's my biggest fear.
So what do you see as and foresee the next big steps or opportunities in your journey with femtech? And are there any exciting projects on the horizon you want to talk about?
Yes, that's a good question. So I'm the person who is consciously building my career.
Mhm.
It's not out of random, and I'm not taking projects that are not in line with my track. So I know that right now I need to invest in 5 more companies in my scope of expertise. And then after that, I'm definitely going to close my own venture capital fund. So why I'm not doing that right now is because I really want to show the traction. I want to show the companies which I invested and show the like how my money grew up in this company. And I truly believe that with this traction, it would be very easy for me um, to engage with LPs and to close, let's say, $10 million venture fund first, and then in 2 years, another one and another. And also I'm growing my network, obviously, because I'm very new to this industry. And what about my next event is that I'm organizing an event on 1st of February. I'm working right now with a company and helping her to raise her $5 million Series A round.
Mm-hmm.
This is a company which is helping patients with cancer to get rid of side effects during the chemotherapy. They created chips. And I invited the founder of this company and also 3 venture capital investors, all women. And I was thinking about, like, a lot of men also invest in cancer treatment or screening, but I'm absolutely sure that if the panel will be just women, it will get much more attention. So for the engagement rate of this event, it's much better to have this panel. So I'm inviting everyone who are interested in cancer treatment or screening or maybe investment in this industry to join us 1st of February. It will be morning in the United States and evening in Europe or Asia.
So before we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to share with our listeners, upcoming events, or what's the best way to connect with you if people want to follow you, Genia?
That's definitely my LinkedIn. So Genia Xasis, Xasis, my surname. Yeah, and I'm actually investing a lot of time in creating content on LinkedIn, different posts, different insights from different conferences. And also, if people really want to meet me in person, there will be a huge conference in MENA region, which calls LEAP, LEAP, in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. This is probably very good, reason to visit Saudi Arabia if people really want to know a little bit more about this country. And I know that everyone will be there. So last year I met like the biggest American venture capital funds they were participated, and also Indian funds, also everyone from Middle East, and that was one of the best conferences. Maybe not in terms of organization, but in terms of content, because it's still young and definitely it's not Web Summit yet. So yeah.
All right. Well, Genia, thank you so much for joining us today. What a privilege. Do you have a website or other ways to connect with you besides LinkedIn?
My company has website berkana.vc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with me, it's better to connect through LinkedIn.
Okay. Well, Genia, thank you for joining us on the I Own It show. If you are interested in listening to more episodes like this that we just kick that right-hand button and click subscribe on YouTube. Feel free to follow me, Ben Reinberg, at all social media platforms. You can go to benreinberg.com. And if you are an accredited investor, feel free to log on to my company's website, alliancecgc.com. We will show you and your family how to build wealth through investing in commercial real estate. Genia, thank you so much for joining us today. What a privilege, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Stay on for a second. We'll tell Jamie to stop it. All right, I'm going to run to the washroom. I'll be right back, okay? And we'll exchange it.
Okay.
And then Jamie will stop the recording.
Okay.
I'll be right back.